All right.
That's right, folks. You guys clicked on it.
Well, you see him over there trying to do his intro. But, all right. So this is gonna be a VCD vlog number 1.
Everyone. That's right. You clicked on it.
So as you can see, we picked up the FL5 for the shop. This will be the new track sponsored car for this year. So most of our R&D time will go into this car. You see over here, Albert is finally doing his go away video. Hopefully the car stays in the family. There is some stuff in the works, so we might end up keeping both for the shop, and we've definitely enjoyed making content with it. And I know most of you guys are going to be watching. It's going to be brand new YouTube channel, so what we're really trying to do here is going to be giving you guys a comparison between the FK8, which is the previous generation, and the new FL5. Some of the stuff that's coming off of this car, we are going to transfer it to the new FL5. We've already done some R&D with a different vehicle with one of our other good customers, so we have confirmed that the HKS coilovers from the FK8 will fit the new FL5. In the front, it's a perfect fit. In the rear, you will need some small washers to increase the width of the strut mount. So basically, because this car is wider, it's a total of 4 inches from left to right. So given the fact the car is heavier, there's obviously a lot more going into it. As you can see, in comparison to the FK8 to the FL5, there is a lot of, huge differences right off the bat. Obviously, we're not getting those huge flares that the FK8 is known and loved for. As you can see, these flares on the FK8 really look like they just pop out, and like if it was like, just a fender flare, compared to the FL5 just built into the car and a lot more flush. But you can definitely tell, comparing both cars side to side, that FL5 is way wider in comparison. Even when you're driving, it feels like you're really taking over the whole road. Other key differences that we've noticed, Albert mentioned the European spec. This is all black on the tail light, so you wouldn't have this little red section here. I don't know if you can catch it on camera. So that's something cool that just the European spec has. Another European spec that we don't have here in America is that this actual amber light is actually just clear, so it'd be clear just like this. So that's pretty sick. I honestly love the wheels. Stock wheels are way nicer than, well, obviously those aren't stock wheels, but other thing is it's a side fill, so this is way easier comparing it to trying to get it in here and then trying to fill it up while you're on track. Honestly, I wouldn't mind keeping these wheels. The brake system is exactly the same. We've already confirmed brake pads and rotors will transfer, so we will be transferring the Paragon 2-piece rotors from this FK8 to this new FL5. The FL5 does come with standard 2-piece blank rotors. So as you guys know, the 2020 FK8s came standard with 2-piece rotors. So this is a cool upgrade that you're getting this right off the bat. Cool, so now we're inside. Basically, the interior is way nicer in comparison. We're gonna have a lot more benefit using R mode. So obviously stiffer suspension, stiffer steering. The exhaust is gonna be more aggressive. We do have now standard, it's called log R. So basically you can data log while driving. You have all your temps, all your fuel pressure, your boost pressure. This RPM reminds me of the S2000 style, more of an upper bar type RPM reading. It does tell you the gear you're in, and obviously the mile per hour is right there on the side, under the R. So definitely Honda made a huge improvement to the interior, huge improvement to drivability and track use. So we're definitely excited to keep tabs of all this, and then you can start data logging from here. No more using a secondary tuner to read data logs. You can actually read everything on the fly. So that's definitely gonna be something cool to use. we're still gonna compare this to our Solo 2 that we have to track, and we'll compare times and see how accurate it is in a future video. But yeah, seats are way nicer, way more bolstered. You don't feel like you're sliding as much. Even the stock steering wheel feels so, you know, it doesn't feel all like fake. You know, it's a better word, because the FK8 I never liked, or even I'll rephrase that. All 10 gens, they felt like a fake like plastic. You know, or like pleather. Like, nah, because this feels like pleather. You know, the other one, what did it feel like to you? The FK8.
It felt slippery.
Yeah, like that's slick,
my
right?
Best, like, yeah. Yeah, it was always slippery, especially like on the track, because I felt like my hands were slippery. It did have like a little bit of a thumb rest or kind of deal right here.
Oh yeah, and the center.
Yeah, it had like a little bit of a thumb rest, but again, like yeah, the steering wheel just felt a little big too. I think that the spoon steering wheel, because when I hop in your S2000,
it feels way more like natural. Huh?
Yeah, that spoon steering wheel feels really good. That's why never mind. I won't even say what we're doing. It's not that time.
Possibly, maybe, but you know, it'll be nice to see this all nice and spooned out. But yeah, just a lot of modern amenities.
Sponsor me.
Sponsor. Guys already sponsored. Well, yeah, but as you can see, as we know for sure from this week, we've already been under the FL5. We've already taken the whole car suspension wise apart, literally.
Yeah.
So not this one in particular. This one's still pure. But yeah, so biggest difference is obviously wheel specs. I think it's 9. It can't be 9.5.
No.
There's no way they gave you 9.5 from the factory. But yeah, definitely 19s. I'd never liked the 20s from the FK8. I think that was way too much. But 19s with this spoke pattern and spec.
These actually look like the limited edition.
Yeah, they look like LE wheels, right?
These look like the LE BBS wheels.
They look very good. So we'll have to see if the weight difference is going to be worth it to change the wheels. If not, I mean, what do you think? Keep them?
Well, my plan, especially on this one, is to keep the stock wheels for everyday driving, but do a 35 sidewall on this, and then we're gonna use the CE28 SLs for the track, like specifically for the track.
Okay.
That's, again, spoon, Titan 7. Boy,
Yeah, well.
we'll rock those too.
These wheels actually I didn't even tell you, but yeah, these tires, our boy Mark already got some nails in his car.
Really?
So he already got some.
Oh.
Well, he took them off already, so the wheels, he already has different wheels on his FL5, but these still will have the same problem as the FK8, where you just driving down the street and you get a flat. It's just that these tires are actually pretty sticky for what you're getting, you know, with the car.
They are.
So it is a good buy, but it's a good for street track. I would not recommend it. So Morris is in the works of buying this vehicle, so hopefully this car will stay in the family, the VCD family. The shop will be getting its own permanent residency FL5. I'm not saying this isn't going to be at the shop pretty much every other day, but
It's been there since we bought it.
yeah, it's been there since we bought it. So this is basically taking our sponsorship for the year. We usually take one car sponsorship a year. That was last year's. Albert has been with us for since the beginning. So this is this year's sponsorship car again. So we were doing most of the R&D work on this car. We've already tried suspension on a different FL5 just because we were in the transition of, actually we already had it already, right?
We already had it, but we weren't sure who was gonna buy it. Morris stepped up to the plate, and we're in the process of doing the financing. So our idea was to strip the car back to 100% stock and sell it. But he wants it, which I'm happy. I'm happy for you, man. But I am happy because I'm glad that the car's staying in the family. You know I had said that we're never gonna get rid of it, so technically we're never getting rid of it.
Yeah, so it's still staying. So hopefully there are some parts coming off of this that it's gonna go to this just because it's needed 100%. This car does need suspension. Obviously, if you're just driving on the street, it's perfect. But if you're on track, you will definitely be having some hop, and that's gonna reduce traction, that's gonna reduce speed. We'll see if he finally uses this car to its momentum. He's had plenty of experience with this one, so hopefully now we can take this one into like a new level.
I was getting better with this.
Yeah, he was definitely getting a lot better.
It did improve, but like I said, the car is way better.
Yo, because you're at 127.
Yeah.
So,
That's street.
yo, John is at 125, right?
Yeah.
That's 2 seconds. That's easy. That's one chassis, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was getting better at it, But again, the car has way more potential than I can give it.
But getting into the engine, it is the same engine code, K20C1, which is cool. Obviously, you're getting this nice little plenum here, I guess, but it has already been removed. It's just like a canister, I guess. It's like a noise reducer, basically, right? A resonator. We're gonna try to see if the PRL inlet pipe will fit on this directly. So we'll have to do some measurements, some bolting down, see if everything could just swap over, and if it does, cool, we'll let you know. The downpipe does look identical, so maybe. But I did hear that this turbo is a twin scroll, but the entire turbo itself looks to be the same. So we'll definitely see if it fits. We will be changing these covers to all the nice Cerakoted black covers. So definitely needed for heat. As you can see, there's a lot less room to work with here. Comparing it to the FL5, you can definitely just go crazy with it. Another improvement is that Honda actually went from 2 fans to single fan, made a larger front fan, so you can reduce this hot air going. Now it's gonna go out, but before the FK8 would just push it back into the motor, so that was a problem for sure.
The fan, right? Obviously the fan's sucking hot air from here.
Yes.
And then it was shoving it back in the air.
Back it, because all that exhaust heat is going out, but the fan is pushing it back in. So the block was getting very hot.
That's why Varys, or even who else? Jay's Racing.
Yeah, Jay's Racing.
Developed those different kind of hoods.
Yeah, that looked kind of similar to this, where it had like that middle scoop, right?
To let the heat out. And there are pictures, check them out, rolling through the internet, where you see on the FK8 the hood releasing the heat on the track.
Yeah.
Which is what we were gonna do to this car.
Yeah, we were.
To do it already.
We already had a guy who had a hood and everything, right?
We were gonna do it.
But you see, this design was more towards the brakes, but Albert obviously destroyed that whole design because he covered it. But yeah, ruined the entire design using these plastic covers, but it is what it is.
But they're stock. Honda makes these in Europe. When you buy the European Type R, it comes with this.
You know what? I wonder if now that you have this, it cools the engine.
I don't think so, because when you close, the vents are like down.
Oh, right here. But what happens to all that air? It has to get pushed somewhere.
Right here.
Yeah, you see like a little thing.
Funnels through.
Yeah, but besides that, this car definitely has a lot less plastic, a lot less stuff that's going to be in the way to obviously remove the bumper, work on the turbo.
It doesn't have a front,
It doesn't have a front cover, nothing.
Real shroud, huh?
Hopefully it's for heat, but as you can see, single fan, that fan pushes air into the block.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but didn't companies make, like, I think someone made a carbon fiber one that had more holes?
Yeah, so that's a Passenger JDM had the whole
and
vented.
they called it a cooling
plate. Yeah, so this actually keeps heat in. So Honda obviously deleted all this. They made a different type of core support for the top, which is actually plastic, which is kind of weird. So that's kind of, you know, that's all metal over there, and this is plastic. This is a pretty heavy car. You can tell when you're driving it in comparison to the FK. So it probably has either a couple of 100 pounds more to it.
I think so.
Or they...
I know, definitely the weight went up.
The weight went up for sure, but I think Honda tried to battle that with, you know, reducing the metal in the front of the car. But yeah, overall, this car is the new generation, and you know, this is the next step for tracking. We're gonna change this. We're gonna try to see if the Radium Engineering one will fit this directly.
That one says like it's 396 and change pounds, and this one's 388.
So it's about 160 pounds more?
About, yeah.
Okay.
That,
to save some weight.
With the extension of
yeah, obviously. Oh yeah, all the arms in the front suspension are actually longer. So the lower control arm, the front hub, the actual rear subframe, everything's slightly longer. So, which is pretty cool. The shocks in the back are actually wider. Like they're thicker, I guess.
Where it goes into,
yeah, where it goes into the bushing, it's thicker.
It's thicker.
So a lot of the stuff is gonna be pretty interesting to see. But overall, engine looks basically the same.
Also, did you tell them about the race now down below?
Oh yeah, so this car has like a big opening where the subframe connects to the actual chassis, and Spoon sells a stiffening plate that actually helps support the lower subframe. This car actually already has that plate installed. It's not the exact Spoon one, but they've made that whole lower part of the subframe all connected.
It's got a bracket.
Yeah, it has a bracket and everything, which is crazy. So this car definitely is a lot more stiffer, a lot more drivable on track. But yeah, this looks cool, but doesn't really do much. It's just kind of there. But we'll see. It's a cool car, and obviously you guys are gonna see a lot more content on it. And yeah, of course, everyone's gonna ask the price. Just know the car did have a markup. You're not gonna get anywhere near where you want, but at least if you're willing to, you know, make that sacrifice and enjoy the car, it'll be definitely worth it in the long run. But yeah, as we were saying, obviously everyone is complaining about pricing right now. The market is changing a lot, even with used cars. So the new car market is changing a lot as well. So you guys just need to be aware that, look, if you really want this car right now, if you're really looking to be like the first people out there, you know, you are gonna have to make a sacrifice financially. But if some of you guys have Type Rs that you guys are willing to trade, well, you know, that would probably be the best bet. You can probably come out breaking even-ish. It is what it is. The car is definitely 100% better. I will definitely gonna buy this. We were gonna buy a FK8, but after seeing this and driving it and experiencing it, this is the way to go. Just because it's just it's what that car needed, and it has all the best benefits of that car, and they've made everything so much better. They've made everything just more refined, a lot more, you know, yeah, enjoyable just to drive, you know. Yeah, we have to get this car in the lift, do some measurements on exhaust, suspension stuff, brake stuff. So definitely this car is 100% worth it. But like I said, just keep
in mind what you're gonna
yeah, exactly. Yeah, keep in mind what you're gonna do.
We're gonna want to track it.
Yeah,
like we did with this one. So keep in mind what you're gonna want to do with it, because some of you out there, honestly saying, you may stick with your FK8.
Yeah, a lot of people probably will, because either like they've had a lot of invested,
yeah, they're
not willing to part way with it. There's emotional value, you know. So, but obviously, if you're willing to take that leap, this car is definitely 100% better for all you track people. So just keep in mind, this is gonna be one of our first videos on, you know, this is the first video on the FL5. This will be a separate series. So just keep an eye out for more stuff that we post. But thank you guys for watching. The car is 100% worth it, regardless of the markup or not. You will enjoy it. So, you know,
also don't forget to click subscribe to the VCD channel. You're gonna have a lot more content, and again, you're gonna start seeing 2 FL5s and an FK8 on the channel.
Yeah, and then we also have the Integra. The S2000 unfortunately is going for sale. We might do a raffle. If you guys are down, it could be yours. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Just we'll catch you guys on the next one.